pretty simple. It's this dude right here. I mean, young pup has a tough outing last start, right? He's not sharp. He's on the road, doesn't have a great start, and God bless, was he awesome today. I mean, just really electric stuff, tons of strikes, unbelievable composure. I mean, if we're sitting there with a 7 or 8 run lead, it's a little bit easier for him to go send it the way he did. But man, he's clinging to a 1-0 lead there for a lot of innings until we could kind of finally break through and extend it. Just can't say enough about the way he competed. Throw the results out. He just competed his tail off for us today and was outstanding. Obviously, this dude's good to have him back, right? Like, what a big swing. And 1 run is one thing, like I said, but we were able to breathe a little bit when Brucey gives us that good swing there, puts us up there in the 7th. 2 big ones in the 8th to kind of extend it. I'd have loved to send him back out there and let him finish that, but obviously he's going to throw the ball like that. We need that dude. So great to see AD do it at the end. I just love the way we played. It's the same stuff I said Friday night in the loss. We just played high-level baseball for 3 straight days, and I told him after, you're not guaranteed success, but that's the standard. Not the result, but the way we attack the game is the standard. And proud of these kids. They deserve it. Arkansas is elite. That's a really good ball club over there. I mean, the pitching and defense, there's a reason they're the #1 team in the country coming into this, is that defense takes tons of runs off the board. And we were able to just keep coming offensively, finally break through a little bit. So heck of a weekend by the boys.
Yeah, Coach, obviously the Sunday starter spot was in question until late last night. You ended up going with Zane Adams. What was the kind of thought process and decision right there for you to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were just trying to see how the weekend played out a little bit, and I think Zane had a pretty good idea. I actually came in and Sean Stryker, our trainer, goes, Zane came in earlier and told me he's starting tomorrow. I was like, all right, well, I guess we got to start Zane tomorrow then. But I think he knew he was probably getting the ball there depending on how things went. And, if the previous 2 games go differently, maybe you go with a different guy right there. But the way he threw the baseball, I mean, this guy had a chance to not show up to school. And he chose to be here. The stuff we talked about last night, right? Like, man, for young guys, like Zane could have signed to be playing pro ball somewhere. Very simply, could have been playing pro ball and made the decision that he wanted to be a part of this. And I sure as heck hope games like today confirm that decision for him, because not only is he going to get paid a heck of a lot more money when he does enter the draft, but you don't pass on games like today. That atmosphere against that team in this environment, what an awesome job by him.
Yeah, and Zane, you've been kind of all over the place in the rotation, made a couple, relief innings, was the midweek starter, and then when Hagen-Banks went down, got moved into kind of the weekend rotation. So you've been a little all over the place. So how did it just kind of feel in your mindset to kind of have that performance today?
Yeah, it felt good. I pitch wherever they need me to pitch, and I don't think about that. I just go out there and compete. But it felt good today. Yeah.
Was there any lobbying by you to go back out there for the 8th inning?
Oh yeah, I tried.
The whole dugout was lobbying us.
Yeah, I tried my best. Pleaded my case.
Yeah, Bryce, obviously you've missed about 10 games before this weekend with a hamstring injury. How did it just kind of feel to be back in the lineup and on the field with the boys this weekend?
Yeah, it was awesome. I was obviously dealing with the hamstring issue, but we were playing Arkansas, and it was a pretty big series, and I felt like I was ready, and it was a lot of fun this weekend. I'm glad we got the series win.
Yeah, do you mind walking us kind of through that at-bat of the 2-run home run? Kind of what were you looking for? What was kind of the mindset going up to the plate there?
Yeah, no, obviously I was trying to sell out the fastball. Took the changeup, I think, the first pitch, and then looked at Coach Vaughn and kind of gave me one of these, and that kind of fired me up, and I loved it, and saw the fastball up and smoked it, so yeah.
Zane, that breaking ball was on point today. Were you thinking just hammer that throughout the day?
Yeah, I was just trying to throw it for a strike. Wasn't trying to do anything special with it. I knew if I could get ahead in counts with it, fastball would play better. Everything else plays better.
Coach talked about how practice has gone this week for you. Can you just talk us through, I know last weekend you didn't have the best start, but today, how does that feel, and what did your practice look like this week? Did anything change, or what was kind of your mindset?
Yeah, I actually did have a couple mechanical things I was working on, getting in my backside more, and I worked on it all week, and it worked good. It played out well.
Bryce, when he goes out there and does that, what's the feeling in the dugout and up and down the lineup card when you do you feel like you have to go do something for him when he gives you the start like that?
100%. Yeah. No, after the first inning, we were all hyped for Zane, and obviously, we knew that we were going to be in this game to win, and obviously we played to win, but it was a hell of a start, and it's going to be fun.
Bryce, we've talked a lot about, with Coach and a couple other players, about how kind of the fans have been this year. And you're one of the few players that was here last year and came back. What have you kind of seen in the difference between, the fans coming out from last year versus this year?
I think they kind of they get into it a little bit more. I think last year, we had a pretty good amount of people, but I think right field Raiders and, did a really good job to obviously get a lot more people there. And I think we sold out a lot of tickets, and, it's a lot of fun, and, new squad, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, Coach, you guys are now 2-1 with the camo hat. Y'all brought that back this weekend. I know that was a big deal last year with Jason Jackson's team in May and June. Whose decision was it to bring those back?
I'm probably going to catch so much flack on social media for that. And I got so many texts. When are we bringing the Crimson hats back? Because we were practicing in the camos, and it's funny. Our coaches, though, I don't care what we wear. It doesn't matter to me. I care about how we attack it. And Mo came up to me, and he was actually like, it wasn't a question. It was like, hey, the boys want to wear this today. I said, all right, let's send it. And so we wore it, and heck of a weekend. So I'm sure there's some diehards that are probably not going to be thrilled about that, but I think the diehards being the #1 team in the country. So whatever it takes in this game.
Speaking of #1 teams in the country, it may be that the next one comes here next weekend. So what's the mentality going to have to be in order to come out and kind of replicate some of the things that you did well?
Yeah, I think for one, I think A&M will slide into that probably with the results kind of around the country right now. I think for these guys, man, they showed they can compete with them, and I think that's belief is everything in this game, believing you belong. You talk about the crowd. I think Brucey's exactly right. I think what they did last year started getting guys in the stands a little bit than what we were able to kind of start this year, started filling it up and doing some of that. And A&M presents a different challenge. Arkansas is that's the best pitcher staff in the country, and I don't think it's very close from top to bottom. What they run out there. A&M's probably a tick more balanced of a team. Braden Montgomery, Jace Lavalette, they've got that superstar freshman. Probably a little bit more of an offensive group, still can really pitch. There's a reason they're probably going to be there. It'll present a little bit different of a challenge. But you had two Texas guys sitting up here, and man, be fun competing against the Ags this weekend.
Yeah, Coach, 3 walks between the last 2 ball games, and walks have been an issue with the pitching staff. How big was that for the pitching staff?
Yeah, tell them it's science, man. It's science, right? You don't put guys on for free; it's hard to hit, and that's so much easier said than done. So much easier. I'm never the coach. You will never hear me say throw strikes. I don't think this guy's ever stepped on the mound I think I'm going to spray it a little bit today. Those guys compete every single day with it, but I think the results of that do matter, and I think it's your mentality with it. It's, can I get ahead? These guys track. JJ has a whole spreadsheet of stuff that they track every day. First pitch strike, ahead in 3 pitches. Those things are huge. We've done those at a pretty high level this year, but what we haven't been awesome at is finishing. If 1-2's a chase pitch, that's fine. 2-2's got to be in the zone. And we've too many times 2-2's been a ball since it's 3-2. Not only does the pitch count go up, but the freebies end up going up. Thought Zaner, that's a reason. That guy was finished 8 innings and right at or just under 100 pitches. And that tells you that's just attacking a tick more. So I think mentality does matter, but I think that's the reality of it. When you don't put guys on for free, hitting's just hard. You saw that last weekend with us. Hitting's not easy. And the more we attack, the more we can kind of be the bully and go attack them, the better I think we set ourselves up for success.
Zane, I want to get your reaction to this. I don't know if you're thinking about this in the moment, but that was the longest start that a starting pitcher has gone for this team this season. How does that make you feel confidence-wise going forward?
It tells me that I can go out there and just attack. I don't need a nibble to get guys out. I don't have to make a perfect pitch every time. My stuff's good enough. Just throw strikes and plays.
You kind of got yourself into a jam. I forget what inning it was, but you had 2 guys on the corners. What was kind of going through your head, and how, especially as a freshman, as a young guy, how are you able to keep that mentality you just have to get 1 more out to get out of the inning?
It was a little self-inflicted that inning, and the only thing I was thinking about was, man, I got to get back in attack mode. I fell off it for 1 or 2 hitters. I just got to get right back in there. Wasn't thinking about if they were going to hit the ball over the fence. I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was just thinking strikes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Roll Tide.